Good morning, ghouls and gals. It is 40 days till Christmas. Can you believe that? 40 days. Where does the time go? Where the heck does all the time go? Sorry, I'm watching my baby over here in the corner. He was tossing and turning a little bit, and it's early, too early for him to get up, which is why I'm recording. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome in. I'm whispering, like I said, because my kids are sleeping, but I wanted us to watch the video that didn't record well over the Halloween countdown. I'm gonna watch the same one because it was so good, and I had so much fun recording it. I wanted to share it so bad. So let's watch it again. And yeah, let's count down the 40 days of Imbolc as we get closer to winter. Nights grow longer, my friend, which means more time for thrills and chills and spooky So, before I jump into this, once again, I need my caffeine. It's early. And today, I have Alani, sherbet swirl. I hate when sherbet is spelled like that. Like sherbet. Sorbet is better. Sherbet. Sherbet. Okay. Whatever, let's try it. It might just my hair a little. Okay. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the orange. Okay, rainbow. You get a taste of the orange and the lime. That's yummy. I'm also going to be eating because I woke up freaking starving today, guys, so don't mind me. Let's jump into this. A haunting, okay? A haunting is one of the greatest shows ever made of all time. It is one of the reasons I found the paranormal and dove in and just fell in love with it. A haunting gave me everything as a kid. I would wait all year for the binges of October. Do you remember that? We'd only get to binge those shows for the 13 days of October on ABC Family. What a long time ago that was. Anyways, let's watch this. And remember, the events depicted in this program are based on eyewitness accounts. Some names and events have been changed to protect the privacy of participants.
In Michigan, the Johnson family is thrilled to move into an old family farmhouse. But they are not alone.
I felt something touch me, and that's all it took.
And they are not welcome.
That was the moment that it decided my child was fair game.
A mother will do everything to protect her family. It starts with one.
This demon is out to destroy your entire family.
And then attacks all.
All I could think about was I just hope this works. This needs to work.
In a world, there are doors. What does he say? I want to hear it. It's my favorite part.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality.
I claim complete and absolute victory over the forces of darkness.
I claim complete and absolute victory over the forces of darkness.
In the name of Almighty God.
In the name of Almighty God.
Amen.
Betty Johnson and her two sons, Bryn and Dylan, are finally getting their wish.
My favorite part of a haunting is the actors. I feel like the actors go so hard because they're newer. They're not like 8-year-old actors where like they know they're gonna get the job regardless. They try fucking their damnedest. I love a haunting.
They are moving into a larger rural home located in the outskirts of Detroit, Michigan. For the past 20 years, Betty has been happily married to her husband, Bruce. And as a proud mother of 2, she is determined to provide a better life for her family.
The house belonged to my mother-in-law, and she got married and moved, so the house was sitting vacant.
Well, this is it.
She wanted us to be able to have it, and we jumped at the opportunity.
It's not perfect, but I think
I love it.
Owning a house was an important goal to us. I wanted to be able to tinker around in my garage, just kind of live the American dream.
when I first moved out to the farmhouse and I took my first look.
Before we start, I want to get it all out of my system because I think I said it 30 times the first time I made this video. This house is so cute. I love mid-century homes. They are my favorite thing. They calm my soul. I can't help it. And this one is so cute from the outside to the inside. I love it.
At it, and it was a lot larger than most of the things that I had lived in. I realized that this is where I wanted to stay.
Things seem okay for now. But are they?
Let's go, boys. You got plenty of time for messing around later. Let's get this stuff off the truck.
The first time that I walked in, it felt like home. And it was great. It was kind of quirky. It had its own kind of feel and charm to it. There were a lot of things that needed to be done cosmetically.
Betty's first order of business is to organize the basement. But as she approaches the door, she gets an uneasy feeling.
The basement in the farmhouse was kind of a creepy place. I never really liked it.
Betty figures the house is just old. She needs time to get used to it. But it won't be long.
It's always the basement. It's always the basement. I want a basement. I want a basement so bad, but it's true. It's always the basement.
Until her darkest fears become reality. The next week, Betty continues to unpack. She hears something in the basement. Something strange.
I heard some sobbing.
Hello? Someone there?
I was confused because the children weren't home at the time.
Are you hurt?
It sounded as though she was in agony physically, that something was being done to her.
Betty wonders if...
Could you imagine hearing screams so loud that you think there's literally a person in your home? I've only had something like that happen to me once, and it was a whisper. It was not a yell. It was a very loud whisper.
one of her neighbors is hurt.
I went outside and I couldn't hear it outside. I walked around the property looking for hurt animals that might be making those sounds. I never could find anything to explain it.
Betty determines her imagination is getting the best of her.
The atmosphere in the basement was creepy to begin with. I'd been working extremely long hours. I was so tired that my mind was just playing tricks on me.
I love even that little planter in the middle. It's really cute. It's like a weird shape.
Over the next several months, Betty and her family finally settle in. Bruce continues to work long hours as an appliance repairman, while Betty juggles taking care of the kids and working at the mall.
The boys were really enjoying their new home. Bryn was making a lot of friends in school and having a lot of fun, and Dylan really enjoyed playing with his brother outside in the yard.
The Johnsons work hard at making the house their own. But still, something isn't right.
Pardon me.
I noticed a movement. When I turned to look, all I got was an impression of something dark running across the baseboards of the wall. I thought that I might be seeing our cat out of the corner of my eye.
So me first seeing this the first time, this was one of the clues that told me this is most likely going to be a real story. The first time you're going to see a ghost in a home you move into, it is going to be more like this, where you see a mist of some type. In the house I lived in, where I heard the whisper, we would always see, it was just me. I would always see this fog shaped like a little baby kitten, and I would see it white and run under my bed and like hide and things, and I was the only one who would see it. But it reminds me of that, and it's like the beginning of spiritual attacks, like the mist.
Ruggles, what was that? Did you get a mouse?
Did you get a mouse?
But then, Betty sees the cat on the couch. Perhaps her eyes are playing tricks on her. Or maybe these visions are real.
I saw a face staring back at me from the window. I knew that it wasn't a real person standing outside because the window was too high off the ground. I came to the conclusion that we might have a ghost in the house. Given how old the house is, it's not surprising that there would be a ghost or two hanging around. I've never...
I like that she doesn't deny it. I also like the top of that fireplace. Ooh.
been afraid of ghosts, so the idea made me more curious than frightened.
But soon enough, her curiosity will turn to pure terror. A few nights later, Bryn is watching his younger brother while Betty and Bruce are at work.
What was that? That, my friend, was an E flat to a D. No, not that. Shh.
We heard a bang in our garage, and things fall in our garage a lot. It was a very cluttered, crazy place, but it sounded weird.
It's always when the parents are away, when you're babysitting. That's how it always was in my house, too. The parents are gone and the ghosts come out. Very strange.
It sounded like it was caused.
Take this and follow me. Yeah, but I'm scared. Shh, just come on.
Bryn and Dylan believe an intruder may have broken into the garage.
Hey, Dad! Dad! Did you forget something?
Terrified, Bryn realizes this man is not his father.
All my hair stood up when I looked at him, and it just got so much colder.
Suddenly, the man disappears.
One moment he was there, and then he just wasn't there. It's like he just turned into air. I tried to tell myself, well, since it was dark in the garage and I could barely see in the first place, maybe there really wasn't anything there. And I just tried to wrap my brain around it. I realized there was no way I was just seeing that. It was really there.
Stop! Please, no! There's some guy in the garage! Have you seen him before?
No, he's a total stranger. Please, come on. I'm really not kidding.
Calm down.
Betty is convinced that this is the ghost she saw in the kitchen.
See, It's good acting. They're trying really hard. I love it. Love a haunting.
Kitchen window that morning.
Children can be a little over-imaginative, but on the other hand, I'd been having so many strange experiences that I couldn't just discount what they were saying.
For their safety, Betty asks the boys to stay by the car while she checks out the garage alone.
She's got the garden hoe.
Mom, I'm telling you, we heard him.
Thought I told you to stay by the car.
Why would some old geezer break in just to sort some washers?
Man, that teenager looks like he's like 30. Remember when teenagers used to look older? Remember when we grew up? If you're my age, then you remember when men would actually turn into men, in high school? Oh, man, damn hormones in the chicken. Ruin everything.
It's a ghost.
Betty can no longer hide the truth. An entity from another realm is in their presence.
I explained to them that ghosts were real, but it wasn't something they should be frightened of. If something stirs up enough emotion, it's kind of imprinted into the world around you. So when people see ghosts, they're watching something that happened a long time ago, like an old movie.
My mom told me that so that I would understand that there was no harm that could come to me. He was just there, almost like a visitor.
I honestly love this mom for this. I love her for being honest and just telling them straight up, because fear makes it worse. And if you tell your kids there's nothing, then they're growing fearful and stressed, which feeds the spirit. And it's very important to be honest. It's very important to help your children build spiritual barriers, especially if your kids are sensitive to things like this. Like my kids, I've been teaching them since they were very young how to protect themselves spiritually. This guy's trying to steal my Hot Pocket. He wants my Hot Pocket. Stop it, Pancake. It's my Hot Pocket.
Bryn and Dylan are comforted by their mother's explanation. They realize they shouldn't fear something that cannot harm them. Or so they think. The next day, while the boys are exploring the property, Bryn notices something unusual.
There's this older house in the back of our house that we use as a storage shed. And it's always been padlocked.
It's strange. Grandpa would never leave this unlocked.
It was weird because the door was unlocked and it's never unlocked because my grandpa was the only one who really had the key.
Come on. Whoa. We're not supposed to be in here. Dude, you gotta check this out. Friend, this is where Grandpa keeps his tools. If we break anything, he'll kill us. Don't be a baby. Bren? Uh-huh. I can see my breath. It's like 70 degrees out. Look.
Our bodies felt completely normal, but something inside our lungs was cold. So the first thing I thought was that there's definitely a spirit in here.
Yeah, okay. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Well, maybe it was the ghost.
I felt like something was outside with me, like it was taunting me. And I remembered what my mom told me. It's a ghost. Ghosts can't do anything. I felt more empowered than the ghost was. And that's why I engaged it.
Why don't you just leave?
Bryn's mother.
So the most important thing about this part, okay? I want to make this very clear. When you encounter spirits and their strength is growing from a mist to a physical being, yeah, you should worry. aside from that, you shouldn't taunt it because you're going to... Okay, think about this. When you're angry, what are you doing? You're pouring out energy, strong energy. Guess who gets to suck up all that energy? The spirit you're aiming it at. Okay? So that spirit is now going to use that energy to do whatever it does. And this spirit did not want to be threatened. This spirit did not want to hear someone taunting it. Okay, most likely. So something this angry is either demonic, okay, or a very, very angry human spirit. Oh my god, I keep burping. I'm sorry. Anyways. Oh yeah, okay. So I already know the answer to that because I've seen this, but I'm gonna just leave it a mystery for now. Okay, you guys will find out soon whether it's human or demonic.
Mother thinks ghosts are harmless. But what if she's wrong? And what if this one has found its latest victim?
I didn't know how to rationalize it. I was just terrified.
After provoking the paranormal presence, Bryn realizes the entity is much stronger than he ever expected.
And when I spun around, I felt an energy run behind me, and it got really, really cold.
Bryn, what were you doing in Grandpa's shed?
Mom, listen! There's something there, and I'm pretty sure this thing's angry at me. Look, it just dropped this giant branch right on me, and I swear this thing just nearly killed me.
Until this moment, Betty never believed that ghosts could interact with the living.
Having the branch break or locked door be opened made me reevaluate what I thought I knew about ghosts. And the first thing I thought of was what kind of effect it could have on my children.
Betty worries that her sons are in danger and knows she must take control immediately.
Let me just say,
Later that night,
I just gotta say, this mom, she's awesome. She's so awesome for just recognizing the patterns immediately. And like I said, I already know this is a real story. Okay, I know it's not a fake story. But the way she handles things for somebody who has never been involved in this, barely believes in it, you know, I feel like it's pretty clear now she doesn't have a religious background because you pray, right? When you see stuff, you pray. But let's keep going. I just praise her. She's awesome.
right, Betty confides in Bruce.
I love their matching outfit too. It's
Are you
really
happy?
cute.
What kind of question is that? Of course I'm happy.
Something happened today.
What?
You know how I've been telling you about all those strange things that have been going on around here?
Yeah?
It's happening to Bryn and Dylan too.
What's happening?
I just don't feel safe here anymore. There's something here. I don't want to risk the boys' safety.
The violence seemed to be growing, and we didn't know how far it was going to go, and we didn't want to find out.
We thought...
Okay, Angel, if you're watching, tell me, the guy in that interview, is he wearing our shirt? You know, that green shirt we have? Is that our shirt? Do we have the same shirt as this guy? That's funny.
that as much as we loved the house, if things were becoming physical, that it would be better if we moved and took the boys away from that environment.
And don't you want to have a place of our own? Just ours. We've probably saved up enough for a down payment. We could get a place closer to work.
I was driving.
I hate that they leave the house. It's such a nice house. And yeah, if something... Okay, let me put it this way. If you've gone out of your way to yell at a spirit and give it your energy, it's gonna be attached. There's no point in leaving. There is an attachment. It's on ya. It's got its eye on ya.
Driving 45 minutes each way to work every day, and gas was getting incredibly expensive. We decided that it was a good time to move.
I suppose you're right.
Soon after, Betty and her family moved to a newer home in the nearby suburb of Novi, Michigan.
We've saved up enough money where we could put a down payment.
Dude, I could never. I could never leave my house in the woods for the suburbs. Oh my god, kill me. What? No. That's even scarier than the ghost. No!
On a house that we could actually own and have it be ours.
Not gonna need this anymore.
It was very different. Everything was new, everything was fresh, nice and clean. We really liked it. We were excited.
It was a clean home, a clean slate. Everything seemed possible.
But little do they know, their dream will soon be shattered. Just as life is improving.
Before we get any further, I love the furniture in this house, especially the dining furniture. And it's still like kind of mid-century. I don't know if it's just the brick that's giving mid-century, but I love her furniture, especially the dining set.
For the Johnson family, things take an unexpected turn for the worse.
Shortly after we moved into our new home, I lost my job, and it seemed as though the plan that we had that was coming together wasn't anymore.
With Betty not working, it was up to me to take every work I could get. I would do whatever I could to bring home more money.
Hey, Brent, have you seen my pad?
Yeah, it's right there. But hey, you mind if I ride along today?
This ain't gonna be no carnival, Brent. You're gonna get your hands dirty.
How about you let me worry about that?
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
My dad worked a lot, but we still managed to stay close.
Not a bad day for plumbing, huh?
Yeah. We did a lot of driving from house to house, so we always got time to talk.
That kid in the interviews, like the actual person, he has like the kindest eyes. Like, he looks like a giant teddy bear. He seems like the nicest dude. It's funny. Just, he doesn't look that old. He looks younger than the acting person.
I had him ride with me to my service calls for about 3 or 4 months, and it was fun. I got to know him a little better.
That's it. Good as new.
I love that.
All right.
Good family values.
Bryn appears to be the primary target of something supernatural.
Brent? Brent? It's just water.
No, that is blood.
Brent, there is no blood. Just water. See?
See, for me, the first time we saw this, for somebody to have visions of blood, like, that immediately said, fake, fake. In my head, I was like, fake, 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 fake. But honestly, watching it through right, and we make it to this part. Yeah, so by this point, I figured it's either a demon or a very, very, very angry spirit. Now, the same house that I heard the whisper in that I'd see the cat miss in, it was a bad house. It was really bad because while I was in that house, that spirit, I knew it could read my mind. Like, I knew it could read my mind. I knew it could get in my head, and I don't know how I knew it. I don't know if I would test it or what I would do to see if it could read my mind, but I remember it could read my fucking mind. And I hated it. I hated the spirit. It was a strong one. So, for me, when I saw this, it reminded me of that house where I dealt with that spirit. And it almost gives me those vibes of, like, such intense energy that it's most likely in his head, right? Like, it knows what's going to affect him, is causing him to have visions. Let's keep watching. I forgot what I was getting at.
See? Now, the grease on your hands may look like blood.
Bryn is terrified. To him, this is no mere hallucination.
It felt viscous to my touch. It felt more real like blood than it did like water.
Bryn's visions of blood are horrifying enough, but worse is the feeling of alienation that accompanies them.
I didn't know if my eyes weren't working right or just the connection to my brain was just getting confused.
What is it?
The lake. It's all blood.
It got deeper red and started to look like blood.
Come on, you know it can't be blood.
But look at it, it's all blood.
Maybe it's just a trick with the light.
Okay, so at this point, right, in my head when I watched it the first time, I'm thinking he didn't live in the same house. He's in a new house where they haven't had experiences. But they went past like this river, kind of giving the idea that they left the suburbs to go into the outer skirts of the city, right? So maybe the house they worked on was close to that old property, like within the vicinity of the spirit. Or it could be in a location that the spirit knew about, had gone to, something that the spirit was familiar with.
What did you hit?
I didn't hit anything.
It's under the truck. That's not the car, it's going under the truck.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Every time someone speaks, Bryn hears nothing but a scream. Someone or something is controlling his mind. But who or what is it?
I couldn't even articulate what was going on. I thought I was going crazy.
Bryn continues to see blood over the next several days.
No matter what kind of liquid I was looking at, it looked like blood.
Remember when they used to tell us to have milk with every meal? That's such a weird time.
Bryn's increasingly strange behavior is starting to worry his mother.
What's going on?
On the ride home, he he freaked out.
What?
Says he saw blood in the lake and earlier when he was washing his hands. Wherever there's water, it's like he sees blood.
My first reaction was the fear that maybe Bryn was doing drugs. He wasn't. My second fear was that something was wrong with him physically.
To ease her fears, Betty takes Bryn to see a doctor.
They ran an MRI, they ran an EKG, and the neurologist confirmed that there was nothing wrong with my brain and that there was no regular brain patterns or tumors or agents. They didn't know what was causing it.
Besides some obvious stress that I think Bryn's under, he's perfectly fine.
I knew there was something wrong.
Whoa, did you see that guy's eye color? That was crazy. That was so blue.
Or tumors or agents. They didn't know what was causing it.
Besides some obvious stress that I think Bryn's under, he's perfect.
Whoa, they like match his shirt and his hair. That's wild.
Perfectly fine.
I knew there was something wrong somewhere. Either I was crazy or there really was blood. And those were the only two options. I was trying to see it as a sort of message, like things are going to start getting bad soon.
But instead of getting worse, after several days, the visions mysteriously go away.
Yeah, see, it's like the attachment wore off because they are in a new location, but it had enough energy to stick with him for a while or get in his head like that, right?
At last,
Oh,
Bryn is
imagine
relieved he
brushing
can
your
finally take a
teeth
shower
like that.
and not be haunted by blood covering his body.
Everything about this episode reminds me of the haunting I went through in that house. It's kind of crazy. Like, I hated the shower. I still kind of, well, I guess I don't have a door now, but whenever I have a curtain, I do get an itchy feeling. I don't like curtains.
And then I felt the curtain move. As though like someone's fingertips were grazing across it.
Dylan! Cut it out!
It got so cold. It was hot water and I still felt cold. And I couldn't shake the feeling that there was still someone in there. and I was looking right at it.
Yes, hello. I'm calling about your ad for the retail manager. Is the position still open?
Mom, please come quick!
Yes, the one in today's paper.
Mom, die now! Mom, it says to die now!
I'm gonna have to call you back. What?
Please, just come look.
Bryn believes someone is trying to send him a message.
Said Juan Iad, like someone on the other side of the mirror wrote it forwards.
Someone must have written it there before we moved in.
Then why would I have not seen this before?
Did you do this?
What?
Right on the mirror.
No, why would I do that?
I knew that Dylan would never do that to his brothers. He was terrified enough.
Betty begins to feel helpless. She cannot explain the writing on the mirror and can no longer ease her son's fears.
Something was happening to my son that I couldn't protect him from. That's when I began to get angry. I started worrying that maybe the doctors had missed something.
Anger. There it is, anger. Every evil spirit, from a demon to a human, they feed off of anger and fear, my friends. Anger and fear.
For the next few weeks, Bryn grows increasingly depressed and withdrawn.
Spent a lot of time in my room because I didn't feel like being around people a lot, but I heard a voice as if it was coming from the room I was in.
What? Hey! Who's there?
When the voice speaks, it's with the same message Bryn had seen on the mirror. With powers of mind and now communication, the entity is growing in strength. It appears to be out to kill.
Whenever I felt any split second of happiness, it would just rip it away from me and tell me I wasn't worth it. Now I should just end my life.
So this is the point. It's trying to regain attachment. Like, it's attached not as heavily as blood visions, right? So maybe the time that it was left alone, it grew angry, right? And the second it found a source, it was able to take more energy. This is me just guessing, okay? Yeah, it's coming back. And ever notice how he said that every time he'd feel happiness or joy, it would step it up to take that away, right? Because if you feel happiness or joy, it is no longer going to get the attention it needs to survive.
Felt exactly like what had been happening in the farmhouse. I couldn't breathe, and I didn't know what to say to it. This thing really wanted to hurt either me or my family, and it was willing to travel 30 miles to do so.
After coming face to face with the dark figure, Bryn realizes that he is not simply hallucinating. This entity is controlling his mind.
Dylan? Did you see that?
What?
No, it was something black, like a shadow.
Where's the cat?
That was it! You just saw it, didn't you? Look, there it is again!
It didn't look like the shadows that I had seen at the farmhouse. It was bigger. It didn't.
See, they're good actors. they try their damnedest. They're good actors.
Skitter away when I looked directly at it. As though it wanted me to notice it, wanted me to know that it was there. It was frightening.
Bryn is relieved that his family finally believes him, but he realizes they are dealing with a force of pure evil.
What the hell was that?
It was my own personal monster, and it was just taunting me by taunting my family.
There was a presence at that farmhouse.
Betty believes that something from the old farmhouse must have followed them. They decide to call Bruce's mother for answers.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, listen, Did anything strange ever happen at the farmhouse? Like, did somebody die?
Bruce learns that a previous resident of the farmhouse was a violent man.
Hey, old man. Isn't it past your bedtime?
One night, the former resident interrupted a party on the property and became involved in a heated argument.
That'll learn you, stupid old man. Hey!
The young man he struck did not die, but he was blinded in one eye. His girlfriend witnessed the incident. She ran straight to the police and offered to testify against him in court.
Nothing makes you move closer to your dark side than alcohol. He chose alcohol. So the first time I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, because it's spirits. You're letting in spirits, and when you're angry and alone, you're not going to let in the right kind of spirits. Yeah, he's definitely an angry guy. When you add alcohol to that, it is the perfect mixture of hell.
But fate had its own tragic plan.
The former resident died horribly in a car accident. Broke most of the bones in his body and spent the next 24 hours dying in terrible pain, from what we heard.
Betty and Bruce are convinced that same man is now a ghost, bent on destroying their family.
It felt really, really evil.
Okay, now how do we get rid of it?
I stopped looking for work. Every waking moment, I was on the computer trying to find somebody that could help me.
Betty.
So before I see this, I just want to talk about how this happens. How does this happen? How does a human choose to not move on, right? How does a human choose to stay on Earth? Well, when you're afraid of facing your maker, you want to stay, right? And when you're an angry bastard in your life, you're going to be an angry bastard in your death. And if you never come to terms with all the things that you feel, how are you going to get past that in death? So I'm sure he was afraid to pass on, stayed out of fear. And as you stay on Earth, you start to lose ties to the light. You lose ties to God and Christ, and you become more and more demonic as you get stuck here. And it is important, to come to terms with all the things in life, and confess and understand your sins and your faults. And in death, right? Those final moments. I don't know. I don't remember any of my past lives or dying. But when you see that light, they say you're supposed to go immediately. You can have what would seem a few days in death. I don't know what a day is in death, but what would perceives to be like a day. Maybe 3 days you have that the light comes to you. After that, it's harder to find, and you have to go searching for it, or find somebody like me who will bring it to you. And I'm a rarity. No, but really, there's a reason I'm called to this, and it's because I want to help ghosts pass. This is my calling. I know it. There's nothing I love more than the idea of helping souls leave Earth, okay? Whether they are reborn, they go to hell, they go to heaven, they go to purgatory. I don't know, but I feel called to help them. That's always been how I've been since I was a child, and I can't imagine that ever going away. Let's keep going.
Takes control and scours the internet, desperately seeking advice from paranormal investigators. But many investigators seem to be in it just for the money.
I found a lot of con artists, and worse, they just immediately jumped and said, I can make all your problems disappear for X amount of dollars.
The family decides to stick together until Betty can find some help. Bryn and Dylan sleep in the living room.
Most of the activity happened in our rooms, and we were terrified to be in there at night.
Sorry, honey. I didn't mean to scare you.
Even though she cannot control the evil, Betty is trying to fix it. But with no money to spend on investigators, she is reaching a dead end.
I was losing faith in the idea that it couldn't harm me, but my mom reassured me. And so, since it was the only thing I had to go on, I believed it.
Hey, Brian, if you're gonna go take a shower, let me stand guard outside the door, okay? We should all keep together as much as we can.
I felt something touch me, so I paused for just a second, and that's all it took.
Once again, the only way something would happen like this, literally, if it was demonic or that close to being demonic, like a human that is that close to anger and evil and bad stuff, right? Because they source Earth's energies better. It's just how it works. Anger and fear, my friends. Anger and fear, okay? And yeah, that was another reason. At first I didn't believe this because you don't just get pulled by a spirit. That's not a thing. That's a very rare thing, like extremely rare. We've seen it once, I think, on YouTube alone, and that's it. And yeah, I wasn't sure, and now I'm sure. That old man is definitely a real entity, and they really dealt with this, for sure, for sure.
Most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. He had marks on his body where something had pushed him.
It wasn't like a normal scratch. It felt like there was like a dirtiness to it almost, like if you get uninfected. But it was fresh. If it can do that, then what else can it do?
Refusing to give up, he works tirelessly to find help.
There had to be somebody out there that knew what was going on and knew how to deal with it.
Bryn thought he was going crazy, but then I saw it too. We all did.
No, you're not going crazy. But you have to be honest with me.
Samantha Harris, an investigator with the Michigan Paranormal Research Association.
They looked out. They found an actual healer. They found an actual person put on Earth like me who's meant to help spirits. So that was also really cool to see the first time I watched this because she does everything pretty good. The only, well, I won't mess it up now. Well, I guess I will. It's not messing it up. The only thing that I had to critique her was the incense she used. She uses sage, which works, but it could piss off the wrong spirit. Like, the closer to demonic it is, sage is just going to piss it off. Palo Santo is the best to use. It's literally used in exorcisms by Catholic priests. And it's what I use to cleanse my home. It smells so good. It feels like very homey rather than like... How do I explain the smudge smell? The smudge is so intense. The Palo Santo is like sweet and like it like engulfs you. It's so nice. It's so nice. Okay, let's keep going.
Is willing to help.
She just sounded so confident, but at the same time I was thinking, yeah, well, you haven't heard what problems are going on in my house yet.
I see on your website that you do a house cleansing. What exactly is that?
We remove negative energy and spirits and replenish the house with a white light and positive energy.
It's a purification ritual. I'm an ordained minister, and I'll lead you in a prayer.
I'm not a very religious person.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Yes. Yes, I do believe in a higher power.
I believe that performing a house blessing is kind of an obligation.
Samantha seems genuinely caring and concerned. Betty is relieved that help is on the way.
It sounded like it was a very severe case, and I wanted to respond to it as soon as possible.
Later that evening, as Samantha is getting ready for the house blessing, she suddenly feels uneasy.
It felt like something evil was in my house.
Another sign that it was such an evil spirit, right? How would it... Well, I guess that lady was on the phone, but to find her energy source and where she is, like, that is a very, very evil spirit.
I saw in the corner of my eye some movement.
The dark figure she sees matches Betty's description of the entity that is menacing her home.
I know what you are!
I'm terrified inside, but I knew I had to assert myself and to stand my ground.
We're gonna help that family, you hear me? You can't scare us off!
In all the years that I had worked on demonic cases, I had never seen one physically appear for us. And it worried me.
She does good. I like her a lot.
The next night, Samantha and her partner Kyle Gask Wilson arrive.
You can just sense the heaviness, the depression, the anger, the hatred that was present.
This is my family, my husband Bruce, my son Dylan, and this is Bryn.
Nice to meet you, Bryn. I'm Kyle. When I met Bryn for the first time, you could really tell that he had a lot of pain inside him. Fear that you could see in his eyes.
The man who lived in the farmhouse before we did. Do you think it's his spirit?
I told Samantha about the man that had lived in the farmhouse before us, the one that had died in the automobile accident.
Ghosts don't follow people around from one place to another. I believe that what we're dealing with here is a separate entity. A demon.
Just hearing that word, a demon, made my skin crawl.
Probably the same demon that influenced that man to act violently.
So what she's coming to the conclusion is that that man probably encountered a demon in life and it attached itself to him. For me, maybe that's just like what their storyline is. What I'm sensing and what I can tell you from what I'm witnessing is the demon is growing within him. Like, we all have our demon and our angel, right? From the beginning of time, there's a demon watching you and an angel watching you. Some of us have more, some of us has less. Some of us have more than one, some only have one, but all of us have one from each. And they're watching you, and they know everything, and they know what to do to tempt you in the right way and the wrong way. And this man was growing into a demon himself. So no, I don't believe he was possessed by a demon in spirit. That doesn't make sense. But he became so enthralled in demonic activities and the bad side of life, like anger and fear and hatred, he became a demon. You understand? Now, he's obviously not a straight up demon, but his energy is demonic. It's so evil, it's so tainted that he's practically demonic. He's been bound to earth and has not seen the light in so long that he might as well grow horns and go to hell. Okay?
Last year, when I made that call, you answered. You found me the extra support.
I think it was very probable that the demonic entity attached itself to the previous homeowner of the farmhouse and then influenced his behavior.
After the man died, the demon began searching for another, someone young and vulnerable. You being under stress were easy prey.
I believe when a person challenges an entity.
So yeah, maybe there was still a demon lingering in the house, but I truly believe it was the old man who started to become demonic himself.
That they become vulnerable.
You know we're not scared of you! Why don't you just leave?
I think that challenge provoked it.
That was the moment that it decided that my child was fair game.
That would explain the visions of blood and the voices he hears.
In my experience, human spirits typically don't have that type of power to physically lift people, to claw them. Those were some of the reasons why I thought this case was demonic. I was fearful it would soon move on to demonic possession.
It's clear to me that this demon is out to destroy Bryn. And not just you, Bryn, but your entire family.
Betty feels helpless.
She honestly doesn't sound far off, and she was there, so I am trusting her more. I guess it could be the demon. I don't understand why you would still see the old man, but maybe he hangs out with his old demon. I don't know. Either way, she's there, She felt it. It must have been a demon. Must have been a demon with that old man.
Her family is dealing with an entity of pure evil. One with powers beyond her wildest imagination.
All I could think about was, I just hope this works. This needs to work.
Did you see that?
I think it was the demon trying to tell everyone in the room that no matter what we did, it wasn't going to leave.
It's here.
We thought we knew what we had been dealing with. We didn't.
Now that the demon is present,
That was more like a challenge accepted.
Betty and her family know they must prepare for a battle with the supernatural. Having received a sign that the demon is present, Samantha prepares her assault on the entity. The power of their will, strong as it might be, would never be strong enough to defeat a demon. They must also use sacred oils, salts, and incense, materials known to drive out evil spirits.
Olive oil is believed to be a symbol of peace, and it's believed to drive out negative energy as well.
Smudging is a traditional purification rite that uses smoke to drive out evil.
I like to use a Native American smudging method in combination with a Christian Catholic ritual, and we also use some South American rituals as well. White sage creates an atmosphere that's not hospitable for a demonic entity.
Using a ceremonial feather, a gift from a Native American shaman, Samantha begins.
As I walked into Bryn's room, I could really feel this heaviness.
Kyle anoints the lintels with olive oil. Above each door and window, he makes a sign of the cross.
As I was in Bryn's room, anointing a...
It's funny because when you walk through my house, you'll see the crosses above all my doors, but they're in ash. I like to use the ashes of the Palo Santo. But yeah, oil would work too. Yeah. I just like the Palo Santo, and I like to see the cross. I think it's cool.
Above the window, a voice came to my right ear. It shot shivers throughout my whole entire arm. I could feel the hair in the back of my neck just go straight up. As I turned around to anoint the other wall, I felt something grab my right arm.
While Kyle anoints every portal, Samantha performs a ceremony in Dylan's room.
Salt is believed to act as a barrier to keep a demonic feature from entering the home again.
Spoke to me
What happened?
in my right ear. It said, "Get out now, plain as day."
Where were you?
Bryn's room. This thing is really powerful. I don't know whether we should be here.
So, okay, first off, for me, I put salt around my home. I do it on the outside. If I ever have any activity, which I haven't had activity in this home, I love this house. It's pure. Whatever energy is here, there might be one or two spirits. They're just silent watchers or not really present, but residual energies. But yeah. Second of all, him being like, I'm not sure if we should be here. Could you imagine if they left? Like, oh my god, the havoc that spirit would wreak on that family.
This definitely stirred some fear inside of me, but we promised ourselves that we'll never stop doing a house blessing no matter what happens.
I made a vow.
Yeah.
To protect this family. There.
You could feel the entity move from room to room. It was like a cornered animal. You could feel the hatred it felt towards you, and it despised our efforts in trying to remove it.
As the ultimate weapon in their battle against the demon, Samantha brings out a prayer.
This is the warfare prayer. It's all that we have left. We must prove that we are stronger.
What do you want me to do?
Recite it, lead your family, believe in those words. The strength of your belief is all that matters now. Your mother is going to read a prayer. I want you to repeat the words as she says them, okay?
You have to do this right. To find the inner strength, all I had to do was look at my children.
Heavenly Spirit, I claim the protection of the light.
Heavenly Spirit, I claim the protection of the light.
For my family, my finances, my home, my soul.
The ability to defeat the demon rests on the power of prayer and the strength of Bryn to resist one final attack. For the Johnson family, gaining control of their lives has come down to one final prayer.
My soul and my body.
Halfway through the prayer, I noticed that Bryn started to act a little strange.
My home, my soul, and my body.
So it already has an intense attachment, the fact that he has to stop praying because it probably hurts. And all the people around him are chanting too, so I can imagine it probably cause a pretty intense migraine, and it would want him to stop.
I take a stand against all the workings of darkness.
I felt really sick every time I uttered a word. It felt like I was going to vomit.
I take a stand
Against all the workings of the darkness.
I could feel it struggling inside of me, almost like an animal in my chest. It was trying to take something with it, and if it succeeded, I wasn't going to be the same anymore.
I resist the spirit of fear.
I resist the spirit of fear.
Bryn, it's gonna be okay.
I've never seen this before in my life. I started to question, are we gonna be able to help this family?
Bryn, it's gonna be okay. Bryn, I'm here. Go on. I can't. Finish it.
Ultimately, a demon wants to destroy life. Wants to destroy hope. That's what this demon was trying to do, was trying to destroy my family.
I'm gonna stand up to it like I did that one day. Because wanting to terrorize me is one thing, but wanting to destroy me that's unacceptable.
I claim victory over the forces of darkness.
I claim complete and absolute victory over the forces of darkness.
In the name of Almighty God.
In the name of Almighty God.
Amen.
You gotta admit, they are good actors. Like, you can't deny it. They're such good actors.
Like that. It was just gone. I felt like I could breathe normally for once. There wasn't something holding me down.
Yeah, I honestly still can't beat the feeling that it is that old man turning into a demon. And maybe once you claim your first soul, you get your pair of horns. Maybe that's how it works.
It felt like there was this light that came into the home. It's actually such a beautiful moment. It was very touching to have helped Betty's family.
Can I give you a hug?
The gratitude felt by Betty and her family runs so deep they cannot possibly express it. At last, they are safe.
You've been through hell and back with the family, and so when you change their lives, it's a fantastic feeling.
If we hadn't have found Samantha and her team, I would have lost my family. I don't think that even the strongest family could survive something like that for too long.
And they were a strong family. Like, their ties are good. She was there the whole time for her kids. Not once did she deny that anything was happening. She was tuned in, even though she isn't very spiritual. That's a good mom.
We were always a family. We were always there for each other. And the love that we had for each other got us through. As the days passed, there was a lightness in the house. We felt more energetic, younger, happier.
Our house felt nicer and felt like I could take deep breaths and feel comfortable.
I stopped hearing those evil voices. I stopped feeling sick. I feel like we are finally back to just being a family.
It's just the wind, guys. Windows open.
I like that they had to leave that moment in just to like keep it a little spooky. But if this was really happening to the family, then it wasn't over. It's not over.
Before this happened, if anyone had asked me if I believed in demons, I would have had to say, But now I'm thoroughly convinced there had to have been a demon.
It's kind of like a tick or a parasite. The longer you let a demonic entity reside in your life and in your home, the harder it is to get rid of it.
Because of this whole experience, we know that we can rely on each other. What I want for my family now is the same thing that I've always wanted for my family. I want my children to be happy, to be successful human beings. I want us to always love each other. My dream for my family has never changed. But
well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed a haunting, our first A haunting. I had to rewatch this first one again because I don't know, I felt like starting a second one would be sad to me because you guys didn't get to see anything that I saw from the first one. So I had to like redo it. I just had to. I hope you guys enjoyed it though. Make sure you let me know down below if you used to be a big fan of a haunting back in the day before we had streaming services. Okay, let me know if you remember those ABC Family 13 Days of Halloween. Okay. And we have 40 days ahead of us till Christmas, and we will be enjoying the Imbolc season here, diving into the mystic and uncovering the spooky mysteries of Imbolc. Okay? Now, maybe you guys will want to watch some more spooky stuff, and I have some great stuff that I watched during the Halloween countdown with the Depths of Despair. Like, oh my god, that channel is so scary. I think they have the creepiest clips I found in like 10 years. Like, since I found Nuke's Top 5. They might beat Nuke. They might beat Nuke. I feel like dirty saying that, but they might beat out Nuke for their clips, okay? Go watch some right now, okay? And I am going to start recording for our 40 days of Imbolc, okay? And I will see you next time.